How ironic that I just did a video about this black woman named Janique. I forget her last name already. Forgive me. Janique Martinez. There it is. About the racism that she was facing at the hands of her neighbor in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And in that video, I talk about this guy right here who I didn't remember his name, the racist neighbor in New Jersey. And now this article comes my way, and before I go any further, shout out to Jamal Bay, who sent it to me through Discord. And it was posted on October 6, 2021, where you have this guy, Edward Matthews. If you remember, he, like I said, he was the guy who went to the black person's house and just started making threats and racial slurs and everything like that. It was caught on camera. And then all of a sudden he was scooped up from his house after the neighbors got there, of course, in droves, and basically was, trying to get him up out of the house. And they basically gave him one interesting send-off. If you know, you know. But anyway, this is more of an update to that. And it says that this guy now faces nearly 24 charges. So you're talking about only about or around 24 charges that this man is facing. So let's get into it. A New Jersey man who was caught on video going on a racist rant during the summer is now facing more than 24 charges. Edward Matthews, age 45, was charged on Tuesday with bias, intimidation, and harassment. Video captured Matthews' racially charged words against the neighbor on July 2nd, which sparked large protests outside of his home days later. He was arrested on July 5th and is now facing a total of 22 charges. The new charges stem from an incident that allegedly happened a year before the racist rant. Matthews is accused of leaving a threatening note and vandalizing someone's car, the Burlington County prosecutor's officer said. The victim, who wanted to only be identified as Gibbons, said he apparently wrote the note after successfully running one of her friends out of the neighborhood. I think he wrote on the note something like "one down, a few to go," something along the lines. Authorities says 4 people who were in the crowd during the July protests were charged on Tuesday with crimes that included discharging pepper spray at the police, spitting at officers, and damages to Matthews' property. The following 4 people are facing charges. Tawanda M. Jones, age 48, of Camden, is accused of discharging pepper spray onto the officers who were apparently apprehending Matthews. She's facing multiple charges, including possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose. Daniel A. Harris, age 25, of Beverly, is accused of throwing a brick-like object through a window at Matthews' residence. He is being charged with criminal mischief and disorderly conduct. Christopher D. Staples, age 21, of Pemberton, is accused of throwing rocks toward officers as they were walking Matthews to the Mount Laurel police vehicle. He is charged with criminal mischief and disorderly conduct. And Khalil Wilson, age 18, of Mount Laurel, is accused of spitting towards police officers while standing on top of a vehicle as they escorted Matthews from his home. She was charged with throwing bodily fluids at law enforcement officers in disorderly conduct. The Mount Laurel Police Department has come under scrutiny for the way complaints were handled by officers. Some complaints date back to 2016. The department was also accused of favoriting Matthews, but an independent review of the department indicates neither to be true. According to the findings of the investigation, the department viewed the complaints raised by neighbors on a case-by-case basis rather than taking a problem-oriented approach. With a broader perspective of the situation in the community, MLPD might have been able to devise an effective solution and brought relief to the residents Matthew had victimized sooner than his July 2nd arrest, the prosecutor's office said. The investigation also found no indication of favoritism shown towards Matthews. We empathize with the residents of Essex Place who were on the receiving end of Matthews' conduct. Prosecutor Kafina commented about the report released today. No one should have to endure racial harassment anywhere, but especially not in their own neighborhood and even in their own home. In an interview with Action News shortly before he was taken into custody, Matthews said he regretted his words and worked to explain his actions. "I cannot apologize enough. I was drunk." Who cares? Because they say a drunk mind speaks sober thoughts. "I was out of line. I let my anger get the best of me." All 22 charges against Matthews are pending presentation to a grand jury for possible indictment. Now, what I noticed in this article is they could not wait to put out there the charges of the other people as if they was the main primary criminals. And the only reason they did that is because the cops were affected by it, with the exception of that one that threw the brick through the home. But I think they said that he did something, to the cops as well. No, never mind. They didn't. It was just the brick through the home. But the other three, it was mainly against the cops. They could only get 4 of them. As you can see, it was way more than 4 people that was out there. But I do salute the people of the community, and even some of those who came from outside of the community that came and made sure to give this guy a rather decent send-off. And he's going to blame it on him being drunk. I think I remember hearing about that. He blamed it on alcoholism. I guess any excuse would do. If it's not alcohol, it's some kind of a drug. If it's not a drug, it's, they were having a bad day. We've heard that one before too. I mean, we've heard a laundry list, a whole rap sheet of excuses as to why they do what they do, besides the fact that they're just racist. It can never be that's just who they are. It has to be another reason as to why. Nope, it's no other catalyst other than you are a racist POS. That's all there is to it. But we'll try to stay on top of the story and see, what charges stick. Because I have a big feeling that all of these charges that he's getting, because they said 22, I have a feeling all 22 are not going to stick. I'll give it half. I'll say 11. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.